Hey, today's video is about how we've changed. Um, the biggest way that I've changed is that I love myself the same way that I used to love other people. Meaning, like, I used to want the best for other people and, be concerned with their health and, want things to be good for them, but I was not doing that for myself. I don't know if that happened at the start of this or through this process. I started to love myself and value myself in different ways. That putting my health and just my well-being as like the number one priority for myself versus just extending that kind of love to other people. And then another way that I've changed, and I guess it's kind of not a change, it's kind of I think the reason behind it is different, but I've always been what people would describe as very, very confident. I've always just kind of given up that vibe. My mom even said that, growing up, people kind of that didn't know me would view me as arrogant because of my confidence. And some of that confidence I've discovered, came from external things. Like, I was confident in myself because, I have this much money, or I date a girl that looks like this, or I drive this kind of car. And so even though I'm overweight, I'm still good because these factors in my mind are enough to offset that. And now my confidence comes from what I've been able to accomplish for myself versus who I've been able to surround myself with or things that I've been able to buy. And, it's so much better. And, kind of goes back to, I guess, loving myself, and the confidence I have now comes from the work that I've done because I love myself. And that's a really, really, really cool thing. And because even, back then when I was, confident, I lived in fear of, different situations, not fitting places, being overweight limit. I saw a video of a lady at a graduation sitting in one of the little white folding chairs, and the chair gave up the fight, and boom, she's on the ground. I for sure broke a chair in like high school, junior high, like a leg folded, but I was always fearful, like, going to weddings and see those little plastic white chairs would always kind of freak me out. So, not living in fear or fear of things that would be embarrassing, or limiting myself to protect myself from those situations where I knew something like a chair could collapse or something like that. I'm more eager to do and try things, especially like physical things. Like, I wonder, oh, can I do that yet? I've been wondering, could I go across monkey bars for about, a few months now, because I can dead hang, for what to me seemed like a good amount of time. And so I was on my way to go do my TSA pre-check, and the Grizzlies have like a fitness installation down by the Mississippi River in this park, and there's monkey bars. And I had, I was gonna be 20 minutes early, so I stopped the car and went over there to see if I could, go across the monkey bars. And I say go across, my goal is to go from one bar to the next. The answer is no, I could not do it. But, I stopped and I tried. I wouldn't have tried that. And, I'm trying to work and figure out what else I need to do so that, maybe by the end of the summer, I can achieve my goal of just being able to support my body weight and go from one bar to the next. So, that kind of stuff has, been awesome. There was a day out at work and I was like, I wonder, can I bear crawl? And one of the guys at work videotaped me kind of bear crawl through the office. Same thing, I posted videos of me jumping rope. I used to, wonder, well, can I jump rope? The answer is yes, and I've gotten consistently better at it. So I guess it's kind of like I have a growth mindset now, which means I understand that I can learn and grow to do things that I couldn't before, and where, previously I kind of had like a fixed mindset of this is who I am, these are the things that I'm good at, I can't improve these other things, and just, being in shape or being able to go to the gym just isn't for me. I used to I kind of guess I made that excuse for myself, like, oh, that's not for me. Even the first time I heard about keto, that's not for me, that's for people like them. And, just show how outdated, like, keto's changed my life. So, I guess those are kind of the biggest changes for me. One thing I will say is, with the weight loss, I am better at everything that involves moving. So I'll let you draw your own conclusions there. But, that's also a motivator, like, just quality of life type things. My quality of life is just, leaps and bounds above what I ever thought it would be. Because someone asked me, was I happy that, I had got to experience life as an overweight person who ate whatever they wanted. And now, I got to do that, and now I get to do this thing where I'm getting fit, and it's like, no, because, I lived a good life, and things were cool, but, like, it wasn't anything like it is now, and I wasn't happy. I was making the best of the situation that I had, but this is so much better. So just that, I guess, that change is just awesome. So, hope everybody has a good day, and I hope for you, you guys in some period of time will be able to, make a video or just even think to yourself, like, how much things have changed for you and how better things are for you because you started making decisions and started loving yourself and pushing yourself towards being a better you. Because truly, 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 if I can do this, anybody in the entire world can do this. Because, I've had friends that, like, know me, post on some of my transformation pictures saying that I went from, most likely to, never ever do, I guess least likely to ever do anything like this to actually doing it. So it wasn't like I had some reputation or I used to be real fit and then kind of fell off and like got back on. I constantly, from the time my dad passed away when I was a little kid, gained weight. There was a period of time I went to the doctor, kept on a diet, lost a little bit of weight. We celebrated with off-plan food. I binged, and I remember hiding in the bathroom of my mom's house, eating what we're supposed to be eating, and just constantly gain weight. There was times where like I didn't gain weight, or 2015, there was like a few periods where I lost a little bit of weight from walking, but I didn't change how I ate. Stopped walking, kept eating the same, kept going. Got to where I could not tie my shoes. Like literally, would have to kind of sit on the bed, but if I was out somewhere and a shoe came untied, and the shoes are just untied. Or if I was, with someone, they would tie my shoe, and that's kind of embarrassing. So, like I bent over at the gym this morning and tied my shoe. It seemed like such a simple thing, but, that was just something that I could not do. I really struggle in the morning to put shoes on, tie them. I had to sit on the bed and kind of pull my leg up to me. It was, a lot. So no matter where you are, if I was able to figure this out, you'll be able to figure this out too. So peace out.